First of all, thank you for all of your attention tonight. It's nothing like being in a room with such animals. I grew up with a lot of animals, people that is. Kids at the school would call me names like Doughface, Miss Fancy, the worst person ever. My teachers would deride me for my incompetence, despite being perfectly fine. Grew up with such animals, yet it wasn't actually me who grew up with these animals, and it wasn't anyone growing up at all. These were actually things that our 15th Commander-in-Chief, James Buchanan, had to go through. President Buchanan was called Doughface. President Buchanan was called Miss Fancy. President Buchanan has been called the worst president to ever preside over our nation. I want that to sink in. Our 15th Commander-in-Chief had to deal with bullies. At the time, there's nothing much he could do presiding over the nation that bullied him. And when it came time for his re-election, he didn't actually get re-elected. Rather, our nation elected a complete tyrant known as Abraham Lincoln. We rid ourselves of the parasite known as King George III. But our citizens willingly elected a new tyrant focused on taking away our property. He wanted to take our property and throw it in some landfill in coastal Africa. He wanted to take our property, just throw it out in the woods. Let nature reclaim it. This tyrant was focused on violating our Constitution. Now you aren't here for some grandiose lesson on James Buchanan and his life. You're here because you have a bully in your life. James Buchanan is a prime example of how to deal with bullies. He did not just sit around and take it. He made his own country and fought back for what was right, what was constitutionally right. Now, Abraham Lincoln wasn't going to give up so easily. He wasn't just going to let Buchanan and his righteous group of Democrats cede from the nation. Lincoln was going to fight for them to come back and be kicked around some more, to lose their property. Lincoln sought to burn down their fields, their livelihoods. Lincoln sought to send dozens upon dozens upon dozens of soldiers out to the South and just pillage everything they knew. Soon it became common knowledge that the Confederacy wouldn't last very much longer. Lincoln had won the Union back. And some say the war ended there. It did not. The Confederates were still unhappy with the bullying, the ceaseless bullying that was being put on them by the mouth-breathing Republicans, but a collective of the Confederacy, ousted Lincoln and said hello to Andrew Johnson. No longer was there a man trying to take away what we had saw as the livelihood. Rather, the war was won. And it's all because Buchanan and the ragtag of Southerners stood up for what they believed was right. They stood up against the bullies. And I think there's something we can all take away from that. Whether we're pushed down, kicked, shoved, lunch money gets taken away, it's your responsibility, it's your obligation to not let yourself be put down. It's your obligation to fight back against the bully and be the epitome of what America is about. Thank you. Have a great night.